here just recording some short conversations with interesting people from the greater, wider World Wide Web to talk about what potential opportunities there are in front of us instead of focusing on the situation now. And so today we're going to talk about a new funding incubator that can help people who are thinking about innovation and ideas to solve the problem with the coronavirus. So first, let's start. Who are we talking to today?
Hi, I'm Jiwon, and I live in San Francisco. I have worked with a company called Wefunder for the last 4 years. I took a small break actually from Wefunder, but before that, I led an accelerator twice. First one focused on female founders. The second one focused on immigrant founders. And those both applied to me, which is why I wanted to lead them. We funded about 20 companies with those two accelerator batches. And 2 of the companies went on to Y Combinator, which is a really prestigious program out in Silicon Valley. And that is our goal, is to fund as many idea stage companies, very early stage, what you call pre-seed companies. And after they get accepted to our program, we hope to help them grow, improve their business, and focus on like one metric throughout the program. And get lifelong friends through this program as long as mentors.
Fantastic.
I guess I didn't talk much about myself, but I grew up in South Korea, in Seoul for 10 years. And afterwards, I moved to California because my dad wanted to study. He had his half-life crisis, I guess, a quarter-life crisis. And he wanted to study here. And we moved to the US. And I went to UC Berkeley, which is in the Bay Area. And afterwards, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. And I hopped around a few jobs until I figured out that I was very curious about entrepreneurs. I never grew up around entrepreneurs, and it was never an option for me. So I got curious about what kind of people become entrepreneurs. So I decided to interview Asian American entrepreneurs to see what kind of parents let you do this? Like, this was never talked about in my family. And that's how I found Wefunder. I found it on Craigslist, actually. I don't know if you know Craigslist over in Australia. But I found the job called storyteller, and it was perfect because I was interviewing Asian American entrepreneurs. I interviewed about 10 of them, including founders of Boba Guys, which is really popular here in SF, and Rotten Tomatoes, the movie reviewing site. And I got access to a lot of really great Asian American entrepreneurs. They told me their stories, and so I applied with some videos to Wefunder, and I got a job at Wefunder. And ever since joining about 4 or 5 years ago, I got to do my dream job, which is to help entrepreneurs tell their stories and now get to fund them. So yeah, my life has been really interesting so far.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more about what this program is that you're running at the moment and how people can get involved with what you're doing. So,
right. This program came about literally less than a week ago. We wanted to do our part in fighting the coronavirus. It's really serious, but we're not doctors or nurses. We can't help in that area, but we thought, what is it that we're good at that we can help with? And that was in funding companies. And so we thought, well, we're going to fund as many companies as we can that are going to fight or that are already fighting the coronavirus crisis. And they don't have to be, in medicine. They can be companies that are helping the elderly get groceries. They can be companies that are figuring out homeschooling for the kids, because this is not going to be a month or 2 long thing, we think. We think that it's going to be much longer. Our lives will be probably forever changed, and we need to adapt to this new lifestyle. And So we are really open-minded about the companies that apply. I get a lot of questions about, can I apply if my product is this or that? And most of the times we think yes. We don't know the answers either. We just hope that whatever we do will help people's lives get better. And those are the companies that we're looking for. The deadline is April 4th, April 3rd, I'm sorry. And we hope as many people apply. Even if you're at the idea stage, we don't care. We have funded an idea stage company for our last batch, and they got accepted to YC right afterwards. So yeah, I think anything is possible if you work really hard over it. The course of 3 months. Our program is 12 weeks. It's all going to be online. For our previous batches, they were all in San Francisco. We actually got a house for people to live in together and funded $20,000 in each company. For this accelerator, we're funding more. We're funding $50,000 each for the company that we accept. And unfortunately, you're not going to be in San Francisco, but we hope that we can build a community for all these people who are going to be very lonely and alone where they are working on their companies. So we hope to kind of alleviate that.
So can anybody in the world apply?
Yes, anyone in the world can apply.
And as far as the process of the 12 weeks, can you break that down just a little bit more about what the accelerated process does over those 12 weeks so people can kind of understand a little bit about what they're getting into?
Yes. So the first week, the founders will get matched with a mentor who is usually very experienced. We have worked with a lot of Y Combinator alumni as mentors, so they're much better informed, and they know a lot of people, and they know how to make you better every week. And so during the first week, you'll set a metric that you want to hit. And this is going to be the single metric that you want to improve over the 12 weeks. I think the best thing the mentor can do is to keep the founders accountable for the work they promise to do for the next week. And we usually have people set a really hard goal every week so that you're almost there, but it's really hard to hit too. And so you'll have a personal mentor to work with, first of all. We used to host weekly dinner nights where we would just eat a lot of food, home-cooked meals and wine and everything, but we can't do that. So we're going to test out actually sending people wine and cheese wherever they are and having like a wine night every week online. We have to figure out as well ourselves, like we're a startup as well, and we have to figure out how to engage the founders online, and we haven't done that before. So that is one. So mentorship, the dinners. So if you are having a very specific issue that your main mentor cannot help with, we will find some other expert who can help you out. Other than the mentors who signed up to help us already, which we have about 20 of them already, we already have 400,000 investors on Wefunder, and they all have some skills and some connections that they can help you with as well. So it's like a really big community that you can engage with. And we will obviously have community Slack. So we'll be on Slack and help you out there as well. And this is new, and we're going to have video game nights once a week. I don't play video games, but I've heard that you can make real friends through video games. So we're going to try doing that so you don't feel lonely. And this is kind of ridiculous, but we call it the post-vaccine celebration. We really like to celebrate and have dinners, and it's such a shame we can't do that this time. So after the vaccine is found and it works, we are going to have a celebration, and we will provide lodging and food for wherever we end up. Maybe San Francisco, somewhere else in the world. But I hope that this gives people hope that we can all meet up at the end of it all and celebrate.
Well, that is a great place to kind of leave it off. Is there anything else that you would like to, I guess, tell people that are thinking about applying that might help them with their application process, or sort of to get through, the group of people that might be applying?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would say just be yourself in your application, and don't worry so much if you think that you're too early for this. I think a lot of people think that they're not qualified or they're not ready. Sorry, we have dogs. But but yeah, just apply even if you're at the idea stage. The company that got into YC that I talked about before, they were literally at the idea stage. They hadn't built any product, and they still got in because we really believed in them. So I say, if the founder is very strong, we look at the founders because that's all we really can bet on at this stage. Yeah, so don't doubt yourself and be yourself.
Yeah, that's a great message for everyone. I think people should do that anyway. So,
I agree.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. As I said before, all the details to how to apply will be in the notes for the video. And obviously reach out to all of us if you've got any questions.
Mm-hmm.